This video will change the way you watch Counter-Strike. Most viewers only see what is shown to them by the observer. They look at the crosshair, the players highlighted with X-ray through walls, and they try to enjoy the action. And of course, that's where a lot of entertainment lies. But this represents just a small glimpse of what is actually happening in the game. Just as in traditional sports, if you zoom out to see the bigger picture, you will see an entirely different game, one that after watching this video, you'll be equipped to analyze, spot mistakes, and appreciate brilliant decisions with much greater clarity. My first quest will be to unglue your eyes from the center of the screen onto its sides. That is where a lot of cool value can be found that will help you predict what is about to happen. This doesn't only make the whole experience of watching tournaments much better, but also improves you in the process, which is exactly what this channel is all about. By far, the most context we gain is from the top left corner. That is the radar. If I'm honest, whenever I watch the game of Counter-Strike, probably 60% of the time I focus on the radar, where a casual viewer glances there maybe once or twice per round. This is where you can gather everything you need to read the game, know what is coming, or even understand who should be your MVP of the game, because stats often don't tell the full picture. So let's go one by one where radar can give us cool insights. This is where you figure out the roles. Every team has 5 players with their own responsibilities. Some players are more passive, maintaining control of the map, while the rest of the group with playmakers take initiative. These passive players are not as exciting to watch. They often hold angles, patiently wait for sound cues, or simply don't see any action for rounds. But the amount of information they collect might be secretly making them very reliable helpers to those playmakers, knowing exactly where the opponent is likely to be. After you understand what the role of each player is, you can start recognizing different setups and formations players will use to add variety and become unpredictable. Seeing the formation of the cities can give you an amazing insight into what the team is anticipating and how they are reading the game. If they're stacking middle at the start of the round, they are clearly expecting enemies to take this zone. Now, this gives you a secret insight into what was called in the freeze time by a captain or a coach. Try to rewind a bit and ask yourself, what made them call this? Is the enemy team fighting for middle often? Are they trying to mind game the opponent, or is there something else? But this part goes deeper. It's not only where cities decide to stack, but also how they do it. Thanks to the radar, you can see who has first contact, who plays anti-flash, and who is clearly set up to make a play. This is where you notice who is baiting for whom, and in a lot of teams, it's those supportive players baiting for superstars to allow them to have MVP-like statistics. And those statistics, that takes skill, and we love to see these plays. But now you know that the unsung hero of the moment is also the player who sacrificed his position, or in many cases, even his life, to make his star shine. Now let's switch the sides and focus on the T side. Here we are spotting the patterns of defaults or executes instead. Numbers are the best way to understand what is going on. If you see the majority of the team lean towards B on Dust 2, you know that is where early action occurs. The plan is still unclear, as the team might just go there to counter the CT's push, but they're in a good position to clear lower tunnels and do an effective B split. Another option is that they set up for an execute immediately. All of this is just guesswork right now until we gather some more data. For example, what kind of utility or weapons they have. But we get to that in the next chapter. Another great indicator is C4. Where is it? Is it thrown in a safe position on the ground, or is it on a player's back who will carry to the side during the hit? All of this can easily give you a clue if the round will be fast and aggressive, or if we're in a slow, controlled default that might end differently than the team originally planned. The popular way to attack is through set plays and executes. This is where creativity, analysis, and reading the game truly makes an impact. Here we want to refocus at the center of the screen again, because this gives us a beautiful opportunity to learn some cool utility that can be used in your next game. Instead of finding smokes like how to smoke door or window, simply watch pro players do them. They are most likely the best lineups, as they are easy, convenient, and consistent. Pay attention to exact corner they stand in and where they aim, and also what kind of jump throw is needed. Sometimes you want to make sure it lands correctly. And nothing is worse than missing utility that, instead of improving your position, completely ruins it. And for that, I think the best tool you can use is refrag. Whatever lineup you would like to check or find, this will help you greatly. It has a lot of cool training features, but specifically for this, use Nader. Choose a map you want to practice and just get to it. You will also see tons of useful utility around the map, and simply go to it, press E, and it will direct you how and where to throw it. You can practice jump throws, seeing where the nade lands exactly, and if you wish to try again, simply typing .clear makes things so much faster and convenient. You can try this for free with my code STYKO, with all the links either on your screen right now or also down in the description. I use Refrag to check nades, practice, or even warm up, so I think this is a great bundle to have if you're serious about improvement in Counter-Strike. And also shout out to Refrag for sponsoring this part of the video. Now we move on to the most overlooked component of actually being able to understand what is happening in the game: identifying rotations. So movement around the map is essential, and in top CS, rotating around the map always stems from a thought-out plan that was established during practice, and in professional terminology we call these plans protocols. If you see during the game that one team constantly rotates wrong and they leave a gap that the other team abuses, you can define it as them reading the game incorrectly and them being outplayed. These maneuvers around the map can also be forced. For example, your B player dies on dust 2, which shifts the whole defense to fill the gaps, which weakens, for example, long, and it is a chain reaction that T's might abuse. Go long, finish the round on A. And now plenty of viewers would say that A is the problem, they lose the round again on A, but in reality that rotation was forced because mistake on B happened and B players suddenly died. CTs had to gamble. Noticing the CT rotations can also give you inside information on where they want to fortify their numbers and make a punish play. If CTs group around middle, you can bet they want to set a certain trap or aggression thanks to their numbers. Pay attention to this next time you watch. Every decision will start making way more sense. Alright, we've gone over a lot really quick. Counter-Strike is a complicated game, so of course I'm trying to give you as much value as possible in as little time as possible. This means there are going to be some exceptions to those principles. One exception that we must talk about is on maps where the spawn points can give teams such a strong advantage that they simply must be used, even at the cost of entirely ignoring player roles. Most commonly, it is determined by a complete RNG in-game, which is your spawn point at the start of the round. Based on where you spawn, you can go for a surprise fast play to challenge enemies. These plays are super fun to watch as they are often high risk, high reward, but you can never know who is going to get this spawn. You might be tasking your most passive player to do something crazy, risky and aggressive. Or you might give an op to someone who isn't that good with it to go for a certain peak. The flexibility of switching up your playstyle based on a spawn is what makes some teams deadly and unpredictable. So next time you see an early aggression from a player that is not even a playmaker or plays that particular spot on the map, note that this is where teams abuse spawns and break timings. It can be very effective in your games too. And if you're a newer player unsure of exact spawn points and what you can do with it, this is where Refrag will help again. It really has a lot of cool features, so that's an extra reason to check it out. Another strong tell for you to read the game lies hidden in numbers. Money has a strong connection to majority of decisions that are being made at the top level. What you can buy impacts the call, decision making, and therefore the amount of risks that players have to take. For example, if you're low on utility, it makes little sense to do a set structure default. You are unable to cut away the operas with flashes or smokes. You are unable to fight for space without molotovs or HEs. Those rounds where people lurk around smokes, try sneaky boost, or simply walk through utility unexpectedly to catch a timing on people not expecting it. And on the other hand, if you buy a lot of utility at the expense of strong riflers, that is where you can expect a heavy side execute. This is where teams begin to play more explosive and surprising. But when the enemy is ready, it might look rather foolish. Either way, these rounds are a great source of entertainment because you can be sure something crazy is likely going to happen. Teams also evolved in terms of buying to something you might call a hero buy, where one player invests in a powerful rifle like an AK or even AWP, while the rest of the team invests little to nothing. This is not a troll moment, but a calculated decision to either get a fast opening to snowball the round or use players as bait in order to trade your way into sight where your chances increase. These rounds are hard to win, but usually players with true X factor and high skill are given these opportunities to carry their team out of unwinnable rounds. And if you still lose it, but you take down 2 or 3 enemies down with you, it's still a success because you don't allow them to build up a bang as if you just did a full eco and got mowed down without a fight. One of the perks of watching the biggest tournaments is being able to see emotions live, either inside of the arena or through player camps. body language can give you a lot of visual cues that can tell you about the emotional state of the team or player. This is super undervalued because, as any pro player will tell you, the CS at the very top is more about mental than motor skills. Seeing people play badly and visibly frustrated is a great data point to piece the puzzle of what might be going wrong. Emotions spread, so seeing someone being positive, high-fiving and hyping teammates while losing 3-9 is a pleasant surprise. Now imagine the team comes back and wins 39. Attentive viewers will rightfully give a lot of credit to those specific players who didn't stop believing and probably fueled this comeback from the background even if they didn't perform particularly well. These are the moments where cameras give you more than just desk smash. Player cams are a tool to see inside the head of the player, so think about it next time you watch a big event. And I also have a compilation of few tips that didn't really fit into previous chapters, so I'll just lay them out on you in rapid fire. Imagine a team is winning 6-0, but that team won a lot of 1v2 or 1v3 clutches already. You should probably praise the individuals winning those clutches instead of IGL for giving great calls, because they're not leading the team into advantageous situations. Now imagine a team is winning 6-0 but has already 0 timeouts left. Probably praise the coach for a good start and reads of the game, not the IGL. Clearly a lot of input was probably relied by a coach in those tactical poses. Also, please listen to casters. CS2 has the best broadcast talent in the esports. I'm unbiased. They're knowledgeable, funny, they're storytellers. All of that is subjective, so pick bits you like and enhance your own spectating experience. And also give praise to observers. You do not understand how lucky we are that best observers appear on nearly every event. Sometimes we miss a kill, it's bound to happen in a fast-paced game like CS, and you can't catch every moment. From the replay you will get it, but then there are moments like these that blow your mind.
Control. They don't technically have window. This is the worst nightmare for James.
Connector no longer smokes. Somebody could try to test the waters with a deep peek towards Cat. You can see the worried look from Furia as they inch Molodoy closer towards the B site. We've got an op on both sides of this pinch.
Oh, let's see if he walks into it. Molodoy, are you holding this line?
25 to the clock. Molodoy still holds the flank towards A instead. And so James gonna pick off one. Catches the bomb with damage. Quesarado lucky to still be standing, so he throws himself at the site. He's somehow gonna try to get away with this plant. James swapping to the sidearm, clipped by Quesarado, who goes hunting for it before the plant is needed. And Molodoy's coverage is perfection, but Yakindar, 19 frags off of that 3K sequence from jungle, holds off window, and takes Furia's 12.
If you watched until the end, first of all, thank you. But secondly, you probably gained some understanding how to be a smarter fan. Beauty of Counter-Strike lies in details that a lot of viewers simply ignore. Now, next time you will watch either by yourself or with friends, you can instantly apply a lot of tips from this video to spark an interesting conversation about the game that makes you think. I hope you like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Shout out to you, all of my Patreons and Coffee members, for your continual support. It allows me to create more content like this. Your name is on the screen right now as a little token of appreciation. I used Coffee for years, where you can find extra content and perks at various tiers of membership, but due to popular demand, I set up Patreon too. Nothing changes, both platforms are treated equally, with same content, just for your convenience to use whichever side you prefer. Thank you for making my videos better and possible.